We are all aware of the high unemployment rates nowadays, and some of you watching at home might actually be a job seeker yourself. Well, there is a fabulous resource we have right here in Polk County that you need to be aware of, and they've recently changed their name. So we have the folks from CareerSource Polk, formerly Polk Works, on the show today to talk to us about all of these resources. We have Gina Ronokarijo. She is the career specialist with CareerSource Polk. We also have Stephen Carr, the Assistant Director of Business Services. And last but not least, Lori Faust, the Human Resources Manager for MaxPax, one of the business partners, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, many people in the community have become aware over the past years of Polk Works and all of the great resources that they provide to the community. But now we're transitioning to a new name. So, talk to me about the reasoning behind this transition.
There are 24 workforce regions in the state of Florida, and prior to the transition, each workforce region had a different name. Part of this whole initiative is to rebrand the workforce services in the state of Florida. Same locations, same people, new name. The brand CareerSource will go through the entire state of Florida. For example, here's CareerSource Polk, and Tampa's CareerSource Tampa Bay, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, that makes sense. Kind of one umbrella organization.
Absolutely.
Okay.
For example, of a company who may have multiple locations throughout the state, it's easy to find the local workforce office with just one brand.
That makes sense. Gina, can you tell me a little bit about some of the services that CareerSource Polk provides to job seekers for those of our viewers who might not know already?
Sure. We work with the job seekers to ensure that they're qualified for high wage and high skill positions. We have the Workforce Investment Act, Young Leaders and Welfare Transition Program that all have opportunities for the customer to gain skills in internships and on-the-job trainings. We also have grants for them maybe to get training in a high-demand industry. We also pride ourselves that we work with a job seeker with resumes and interview skills and application skills. We have something for every job seeker, whether it's the teenager who's never really had a job, who's looking for an entry-level position, or the people who are professionals and they're CEOs, CFOs, even entrepreneurs, we have something for them.
So these, when you work with people for resumes or interviewing or something like that, is it one-on-one or is it a bigger workshop?
We have a variety, whatever meets your need. We do have the workshops that are scheduled weekly, and we also have our staff that will do one-on-one assistance with all of those things.
Okay, perfect. Now, but it's not just the job seekers that you're working with. You're working to meet the job seekers with the employers, right? So do you provide any services for the employers?
Absolutely, absolutely. The services that we provide for employers are recruiting services. We post their jobs in our statewide job bank, which is called employflorida.com. I like to say we're kind of a back office HR for our employer community. At the end of the day, they need individuals with the skill set to be successful in the organization. We prepare the individuals for that. Gina mentioned grants. We have on-the-job training grants where we can reimburse an employer 90%, 75%, or 50% of the wages for that new person that they're hiring. We do in-house recruitments where we invite an employer to come in. We go through our system and file search and do job matching for the positions that they have open, and the employer can just come in, sit at our desk, and interview and screen people. We also have job fairs and things of that nature.
Okay, that sounds like a great resource, a great outlet for employers who are really seeking the perfect candidates for their open jobs. Tell me, talk to me about these job fairs, though. How often do you have them?
We have two major job fairs throughout the program year. We have one on the east side of the county, and that job fair we had in November. We have one that's coming up in the spring in March, and Typically those are 2 signature job fairs that we provide for Polk County every year.
So, Lori, does your company participate in these job fairs?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Can you talk to me a little bit about the benefit of being able to participate in the job fairs? And
some of the benefits that we found that we have discovered very talented people by going through their job fairs, and people that we normally wouldn't seek out or be able to find by just us trying to do it internally. So we've reached out to them. I deal with Stephen quite a bit. He's gotten us some very good skilled and people with a variety of skills and talents that we've been looking for in our different positions throughout our manufacturing facility.
That's good. Well, what would you say, Lori, to a job seeker who's maybe watching the segment at home, who's getting ready to go to one of these job fairs, or maybe about ready to take up CareerSource Polk's resources? What would you say to them? What is the benefit of coming to the job fairs or using these resources?
There's so many different benefits that I could think of. One of them would be that there's a variety of different companies that's there. So, maybe our company isn't suited for that person if they don't have manufacturing experience in the past. There's a variety of other companies there that, that is available to them. So, I mean, it's like a whirlwind of benefits that they would have by going to the job fairs.
And sometimes you don't realize all of the opportunities that are available until you see everybody in one room. Right?
Absolutely.
Now, is there a cost for any of the services that
There
you
is
provide?
absolutely no cost.
Wow.
This is basically our taxpayer dollars going to use. No cost whatsoever.
Well, that sounds really great. It doesn't even seem like there's a drawback to utilizing these services. I mean, it's all free, so why not? Well, Lori, maybe from a employer's perspective, what are some things that you wish the job seekers would know about before they come to the job fair, or maybe some mistakes that common mistakes that people make?
Preparation is the key. The more you can find out about the company and show the interest with the employer when you're presented in front of them, it's a benefit for both. Because us as the employers, we realize that you're really interested in our company, that you're not just there just to put on a good show, that you're pretending that you want to have a job. You're actually showing the initiative that you want to work there. Some of the mistakes is, if they're not prepared, the way they dress, they want to dress for the part. With us being in manufacturing, we're not expecting people to be in suits and ties, but if you're going for a professional, salary position, you want to dress the part. Mm-hmm. Being late, if you're interviewing, you definitely don't want to be late for an interview. You always want to arrive early on time. There's just a lot of different things that people do that will cause employers to look at them differently. If their resume is not well prepared, if they're not reviewing it, there's spelling errors, grammar errors. That's one thing that I focus on when I'm presented with a resume, whether it's handed to me, mailed to me, emailed to me. I look for spelling, grammar, things like that, because somebody that's putting the effort into the resume is showing that they are serious about seeking out a job and a position with your company.
All good points to consider. Now, I know that obviously there's a lot of resources available to the general public, but you have some specialized services available to veterans. Is that right?
Yes. What that means is we have a team of veterans. They only serve veterans. If a veteran walks into our one-stop and they identify themselves as a veteran, there's a team that will automatically come out and service them. And it's the same services that Gina mentioned, resume preparation. If there's some barriers to them gaining employment, they're able to refer them to some other services as well.
I know that sometimes with veterans, especially if they're just coming out of the service, they maybe have very specialized skills, but they don't know how to translate that to the real world. So you work with them.
That's what that team is there for.
Gina, do people need to make appointments to come to come to CareerSource Polk and utilize these resources, or can they just walk in and show up? How's that work?
We do have staff that are available to see just walk-in, show-up customers for a variety of things. They will have to make appointments for like the workshops and things like that, which they can call and be set up for those things. But we do have the resource room available 8 to 4 and staff available 8 to 4 to service our walk-ins.
And where are the locations?
We have one in Winter Haven and one in Lakeland.
Okay. And how can people find out more information, the address, and when the workshops are and all that?
They can go to our website. That's CareerSourcePolk.com.
Okay. And then a phone number?
It's 508-1100.
Perfect. Okay. So CareerSource Polk really sounds like it's taking what Polk Works did and is just launching a bigger and better service available to Polk County residents and also the whole state, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing about these services available to job seekers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if you are looking for a job, or if you are looking to hire some well-qualified candidates in Polk County, you want to make sure that you get in touch with CareerSource Polk, formerly Polk Works. They have 2 locations, one in Winter Haven and one in Lakeland. For more information, you can give them a call at 863-508-1100 or go online to CareerSourcePolk.com.